Welcome back to another chapter of Upcycling the American Dream, the story of Hamilton v. Vortic. I'm RT Custer. Make sure that you stay tuned to the end, where I let you know the best way to follow along and see the next chapter. I just looked it up because I couldn't remember. February 2019 is the first time we spoke. Do you remember that day?
I remember that day like it was yesterday, yes.
And it was 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Like almost exactly 4 years ago. I didn't look at the actual day, but roughly 4 years ago. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I had just gotten back from a trip to New York City. That was, I believe, a last meeting with the former council. And they basically advised me that they needed $100,000 or something to continue. And I think we had just been served with the summary judgment from Hamilton, which was a surprise. Didn't see that coming, weren't prepared for it. And they basically said, we can help you, but not for free. And so I spent the whole trip, the whole flight back. I remember distinctly trying to put my credit card in the Denver parking, and I was on the phone with an attorney, a potential attorney, and I was so distracted that I never put the little piece of paper in first, and I just got so frustrated at the stupid parking machine because like it kept giving me an error and I couldn't figure out. I just hadn't put in the stupid slip yet. I was just trying to put my card in. That's how my day started. I don't know if I took a red eye back or what, but on basically the whole drive from Denver to Fort Collins, I was trying to figure out what to do, trying to figure out what to say to Tyler and the team and my family. Lindsay was pretty pregnant with Wes at that point because I was about 3.5 months out for Wes, my second. So I get back, I park in the parking lot, and I give up. And I sat in the parking lot at our old shop on Link Lane, and I typed into my phone, best Colorado bankruptcy attorney. And I hit dial. And someone answered from your office. I gave him a quick rundown, and they said, okay, let me put you on hold and see if he's available. And I remember her coming back on the line and saying, this never happens, but like, he's free right now. Can you talk right now? I was like, for sure. Do you remember what you said?
What I remember is, so a little behind the scenes, and for some reason we have offices in Denver, in Fort Collins, and Greeley. For some reason that day was actually in Fort Collins. And so she came into my office, and I was working on another brief. I think that's why she thought it was kind of unusual I could take your call, but she said, there's somebody on the phone and I'm worried about them. And I said, well, what's going on? And she gave me a rough explanation of what was going on. I got on the phone with you, and honestly, the first few words that came out of your mouth, you were kind of mumbling, and you basically said you were going to lose everything, and that your attorney said that you should just give up on the case. And I started asking about the case, and I thought initially when you called you were losing your house, your business, etc., because you had personal financial issues or things like that. And then it came to light that you actually had this trademark lawsuit. And I was like, let me take a look at it. We'll see what we can do. At the time, we actually had a trademark attorney in the office that all she did was trademarks. We looked at it, and I said, I think there may be another solution for you here. And I do remember saying, against my better judgment, we'll figure out the finances when we win this case, which I'll never say again to another client.
Never again.
But no, when I talked to you, I honestly was concerned that the way you presented it was, I'm in a parking lot, I'm going to lose everything, I need help. And I honestly thought at that point, I'm dealing with somebody that's, on the record, I thought you were actually suicidal. And I was concerned enough that I was like, how can we meet? And I think we met either that day or the next day. to transact the documents to look at.
And we had to, because
Yeah.
I think it was maybe 10 days out when we had to respond, maybe 2 weeks out when we had to respond to that letter.
Yeah,
Which was really the looming thing on my mind of I need to figure out if we're still fighting or if we're giving up, you know?
Yeah, and the concern that I had was we needed to put together a response to, I don't remember how many pages it was, but it was an extensive summary judgment motion with tons of exhibits attached. I mean, the document was about that thick, and we needed to respond to that. I think by the time that you had actually handed it to me, it was about 7 days.
Mm-hmm.
So that was how we kicked off the case. But the issues, to me, needed to be vetted by a court. The thing that impressed me most about you was, at that time, your humility and your inquiries into what was going on and why this was happening. And that's rare. Usually people come to me and they have their solution and how the case is going to go down.
I had completely given up. I mean, not completely, because I was still making those calls, but I remember, I don't know if it was our second meeting or something like that, but you said something effective like, I have good news and bad news. The bad news is I'm not the type of bankruptcy attorney that you were Googling searching for, but the good news is I can help you.
Yeah.
And that's the start of how you changed my life and our lives.
Yeah.
And this.
Yeah.
So, thank you.
No, and just to say what you've accomplished since then and the strength and dignity you took to take on this case. I always tell people you won the case. So
I appreciate that, Rob.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching another chapter of Upcycling the American Dream. It's important to note that all the viewpoints, stories, and facts shared in these chapters are coming from me, myself, and I, Robert Thomas Custer. They are mine alone and are not shared by Vortic LLC, Vortic Watch Company, and its related parties. For our full legal description and our full legal disclaimer, go to vorticwatches.com/victory. You'll also find at that link a special offer and a link to pre-order our upcoming book. Again, vorticwatches.com/victory.